Turtwig Titans! I have arrived. Titan King O'Kenneth here, and joining me today for this very special video.
Oh shit, I look like a trucker. Shout out to Ash Ketchum.
Yeah. We got Chef PrettyBoiRD, my boy Colton.
What's up?
Alright, main purpose behind this video today is we recently had the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. So I figured in honor of one of the biggest companies in the world, I'd have a video where I go with one of my best friends in Pokemon and we tell you what Pokemon means to us.
Yeah.
So, why don't you start us off? What does Pokemon mean to you?
Oh shit. Can I cuss?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Trust me, everyone who is watching this video knows the warning. They have seen, hopefully they've seen the intro video.
If not fuckity fuck shit, now you know. Anyway.
We ain't PG-13 bitches.
What does Pokemon mean to me? Alright, so... What was that? 19 what when it came out?
1996 when it came to America.
No, that was in Japan. That was when it was released.
It was 1998 when it came to America.
So I was 5. We were 5.
Yeah.
When I was 5, my dad was in between jobs, and to help pay the bills, he was working part-time as a night stalker at Walmart. And one morning, I just like random as fuck woke up to a red Game Boy Color and Pokemon Red version. And it wasn't my first experience with gaming because he had the OG fucking Game Boy. You know what I'm saying? The gray one. And there was like a golf game that he had and Tetris, and I would play that all the time on my parents' bed.
Alright, so I gotta cut you off for a second.
No, that's cool.
You called him a night stalker. That certainly doesn't sound like he's stocking shelves.
He stocks shelves at night.
That certainly doesn't sound like...
Not people or anything. So yeah, anyway, So he did that, and I just random as fuck. It wasn't Christmas or anything. I woke up to Red version and that, and I mean, I could barely fucking read. But I played the hell out of that game. Started with Charmander. Didn't nickname him. I didn't even know nicknaming Pokemon was like cool until like I was probably like halfway through Gold version. So I started playing Pokemon, and that's really where I like got my start. So I did that for a while. I was playing a bunch of Red version. I got Yellow version the following Christmas. I got Gold version, and then Crystal came out, and I got that. I remember I saved up and bought a Game Boy Advance, and my mom got me Pokemon Ruby in like the late spring, like early summer as a result, because it came out, and she got it for me as like a reward for doing well in school that year. Played hella Ruby version. Shout out to my boys Alex and Evan, who would breed crazy amounts of Milotics, get like the perfect one with the perfect nature, and fuck up all my legendary Pokemon and laugh at me because I didn't know any better. And that is when I learned the lesson of you don't have to use legendary Pokemon to fuck shit up. And from there, like Diamond and Pearl came out. We were in 8th grade.
Yeah,
and that's how I met him. Was like a month or two after Diamond. No, it was like right after fucking Diamond.
Actually, no, it was right before, because they came out. It came out like the summer we left middle school.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, so I met him, and we were like, I was in band, and he moved in at the end of like this massive fucking snowstorm.
Which was stupid as hell.
And my band teacher was like, hey, this is Ken, who like little like 4'8", 80-pound me. And then Ken, who I swear to God has been like 6'3" since I met him when we were fucking 14. She was like, do you want to show him around? And I was like, this kid can fucking like squash me like a can. Like he can just fucking crush me. But yeah, sure. So I showed him around. We were kind of talking about shit. I was like, yeah, man, I'm really into Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't care if I tell you this because I'm nerdy and people bully me all the time anyway. If you want to, there's nothing I can do to stop you. So like, whatever.
Well, he was lucky though, because it just turned out, hey, I'm a nerd too.
Yeah, so we were chilling and stuff like that. We played mad Pokemon, and it's just been like this huge thing that one of my good friends, Drew, like we played Pokemon together all growing up. Alex and Evan, like I said, Tyler a little bit, Ken. Like, it's just been this big thing like that I've grown up with, like Pokemon and Harry Potter and Toy Story.
Oh my god, Toy Story.
So, like, Pokemon to me has been, like, something that, like, while I didn't, like, consciously think about it, it's, like, really helped me along that, like, don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone and experience, like, the next adventure, right? Because, like, each region was a new adventure, and so, like, I feel like that was something that...
It adjusted your mentality.
Sure.
Exploring new opportunities.
Sure. And, like...
Which has actually helped you a lot currently, especially with your job situation.
Yeah, and cooking and stuff like that. I'm a cook. Chef, PrettyBoiRD, whatever. I cook a lot. Like 70 hours a week for my job. Anyway, but like... So, and there was like this transition, right? Because like when you were in elementary school, Pokemon was the shit, okay? And then you got to like 6th grade and people were like, I don't know about Pokemon. You got to middle school and it was like... If you were an outcast if you played Pokemon.
You were a leper if you were seen with
people,
Pokemon.
And people made fun of you really hardcore. And it was like that from like 7th and 8th grade, and then you were like freshman, sophomore, and like halfway through junior year of high school,
Pokemon suddenly became
Pokemon
cool again.
Like everybody was like, no way, dude, Pokemon, like it's excusable because it was part of our childhood. You know, and then like you'll see like people walking around. Dude, like Mizzou's campus and stuff playing Pokemon. Like I would just randomly be sitting, chilling, playing my Game Boy because what game came out when you and Larry came down? Was that X and Y?
That was X and Y.
Yeah. X and Y came out. And
no. I came down strictly for X and Y.
Larry was there. Oh, because Larry went there. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, X and Y came out, and there's like this massive line in Columbia because I graduated from the University of Missouri. There's this like massive line at the Game Stops there and stuff, and like everybody was there. You catching like early 20s kids. That's it. There was like 2 or 3 like 12-year-old kids at midnight in line to get this fucking game. And
see, that's the funny thing. Pokemon is specifically supposed to be tailor-made for kids ages like 12 to 13, and yet you've got people like us who have played since Generation 1. We still keep on playing no matter what.
I guess like for a while I got into like competitive battling like online on the internet and stuff, and I was pretty decent. I actually played with Shofu.
Really?
You played? I played it. Me and Shofu like played it. Like shout out to Shofu if you're watching this. My username on like Pokemon Online or whatever the fucking thing was Squidward123, and I would fucking play. I would play against Shofu all the time. So I would just roast on him and like make fun of him, and he'd always just beat my ass and make me look like a punk. So I like played with some of the people who are like now like actually like pretty competitive.
Actually, surprisingly, Shofu is not very competitive that I know of, anyways. If I'm wrong, please correct me, and I apologize.
He used to like do a lot of Wi-Fi battles, like Diamond and Pearl and like Platinum and stuff.
But I mean, I mainly watch him and I still watch him today for his like Poke Raps. Have you seen any of that?
Yeah.
Dude, he's got some sick beats.
But like, yeah, I don't know. Pokemon to me has been something that I can like get real cheesy about if I like think about it. But like, also I don't think about it all the time. It's just something that I just like fucking wake up and do every day. I feel like I just like wake up and like I feel like there hasn't been a day like in my entire life since I started playing Pokemon that like something I'm not like, oh, that's a Pokemon reference, or like, oh shit, like shout out to Dragonite fucking shit up, or like whatever, you know what I mean? Or I don't scroll past a meme. But anyway, that's just what Pokemon is to me. I can get real cheesy on it if I want. At the end of the day, it's like a fucking dope ass game that I play all the time and I'll continue to play, and my children will play it more than like. So what about you though?
Okay. The story for me isn't that much different, but the only thing is, while I claim to be a Gen 1er, I didn't officially start playing the game until Generation 2, because my parents were real strict and all that, and they were like, oh, a Game Boy or video games are a complete waste of time, you need to focus on your studies and stuff like that. I still played the Pokemon card game. First ever card I got, turns out, was actually a Squirtle card that my dad found on our driveway while we were living in Montana. My dad's retired military, so we moved around a lot. And from there, it just exploded. And this guy knows for a fact that if we would go to like a local tournament or anything like that, it didn't matter if I just sucked eggs completely at just the actual tournament itself, but I made mad trades.
It's been the same with everything, like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, like anything where you can collect anything. Like I was the one that was like going hard and actually trying to win, and then just getting shit on because I was bad. But like Ken shows up and he's like, I can come in last, but look at all this dope shit that I got.
Exactly.
Like you know Pokemon the movie 2000, like the bad guy or whatever was just like a collector, like
exactly.
He like got owned all the time, but like he like collected all the like dopest shit. Yeah, that was totally you, like without the villain aspect. Like you showed up and you're like, this tournament will be fun, and I'm not mad if I lose, but I'm goddamn it if I'm not getting some dope shit.
Yeah, well, because see, that's just the mentality I had.
Gotta catch them all, baby. Like,
exactly.
That's how you live your life. That's how you live your life.
And I'm still that way now. I mean,
gotta catch them all. You propose to your girlfriend.
Hey!
Number 1. But, no, yeah.
I caught the best one in that case.
I mean, of course, I'll argue with you. But of course, I'm never gonna think about Kayla the way that you do because I'm not marrying her.
Valid.
But Kayla is pretty cool.
But, let's see. From there it exploded for the card game for me, because Generation 1...
Remember when you used to play without energies because they were fucking stupid?
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, that was fun.
But around Generation 2, let's see, my family was living in England at the time, which still amazes me that we actually lived out there. But we were about to get on a plane to go back to the States to visit my grandparents. Before we even leave the house, my dad stops me and is like, we're going to give you one of your Christmas presents early so that you can have something to do on the plane. I was like, okay, sweet, I get a Christmas present early. I rip this thing open and I get a Game Boy Advance, like one of those clear purple ones where you can see all the electronics and stuff and the lights.
Oh yeah, those are dope. I had the pink version of that, by the way. Yeah. It was the only one they had at the store, and I was like,
it was like a pinkish purple?
Yeah, I was like, I don't give a fuck, I need to play Pokemon.
That was the one I had.
Okay.
And then he gave me a 12-pack of batteries, and I was like, okay, this is getting real good. I'm hoping this game is worth it. Pop in the game, Pokemon Gold version, I just lost it. Now, it's a 10-hour flight from where I was living in England to wherever we usually transitioned from in America, which I think was usually Dallas. And I went through almost the entire 12-pack of batteries.
Remember when you couldn't plug things in and just recharge them in an hour?
No.
Those were the day.
Well, because here's the thing.
Those were the days.
That very next Christmas, they had this really big, bulky, purple rechargeable battery pack.
Yep, I remember.
Dude, that thing
and it was
like so fucking heavy.
It was like gigantic, yeah.
I mean, literally, you had the regular Game Boy. It's about that thick. And then you add the battery pack and it goes from this to this.
Yeah, it was fucking huge.
And it was heavy as hell.
But if you were hardcore about Pokemon, you had to have one.
Oh, exactly.
Remember when Fire Red and Leaf Green came out and the wireless adapter was like a huge thing?
Oh my god.
It was like the biggest thing since the goddamn link cable.
Yeah.
And like Pokemon was the only thing you used the link cable for.
Oh, exactly.
Like what else even had link cable features?
I think there was like a Game Boy Street Fighter game or something.
Yeah,
like
sure,
that.
like maybe, yeah.
Or like a Digimon game or something like that. But beyond that, not a whole lot. But granted, that's the thing. I never played Fire Red or Leaf Green when they first came out. From Gold, I immediately... I got Gold version, and then my grandparents got me Silver version, and then a second Gold version. I was like, wait, I already have this. So we go to a local game shop, and I exchange it, and I finally get Pokemon Red. Started out with Charmander, of course.
Because who the fuck didn't? You saw a lizard with fire on his tail, and then you saw the fucking box picture that was this giant fire dragon. It's like, you were like, well, whatever that is, give me that. I don't even care about anything else.
No kidding. Well, I mean...
Back in the day when you used to have, like, a level, like, 65 Charizard and everything else in your party was, like, maybe level 30 if you were lucky. Because you could just roll up on Misty and be like, what's up, bitch? And then just flamethrower all of her shit. Because, like, Charizard was just dumb.
Well, because here's the thing. You would do that. I'm one of those guys that does the even spectrum, otherwise I go crazy.
I didn't do that until I actually, like, learned
about
Pokemon.
I still did that even with Generation 2, just because I felt like, oh, it's not fair that I'm just training this one guy. I need to train everybody else at the same time.
No, fuck that, Charizard. Every time. Typhlosion, every time. Whatever the fire starter was, just blow through the whole game with that.
That's the funny thing, is I started with Cyndaquil in my first ever game playthrough. And I remember just grinding that thing all to hell. And at one point, before the final point, the last memory I have is I had a Typhlosion, a Dragonite, a Tyranitar, an Alakazam, a Nidoking, and a Sandslash.
Oh shit.
And that was my team to go up against Red.
You were mad weak to water. Because you had Tyranitar,
Typhlosion,
Sandslash, and Nidoking. You probably got fucked by his Lapras or Blastoise.
Actually, no, because I had taught my Dragonite Thunder.
Oh, okay. Yep. That makes it very easy.
And then, well, here's the other thing though. My Typhlosion was level 94 by the time I got to him.
Oh, shout out to being able to blow through whatever with a fire starter, like I said.
Exactly.
Oh shit. Well, I guess the one thing that I had that was good against you got knocked out, and you lose because you just fucking fire starters.
Well, and then from there, everything else was in the mid 70s to low 80s. Like my Alakazam was level 76 when I went up against him. And he swept through 3 of Red's Mons by himself.
Yeah, because if you found somebody that could trade you Kadabra and then trade your Alakazam back, you won the whole game.
Pretty much. Same with Gengar.
Yeah, sure.
Shout out to King Nappy, Gengar, OG Ghost type. Jesus. And then, let's see. I was still living in England at the time. And a buddy of mine, he got bored with his Ruby version for some reason. He just gave it to me, pre-started. With a...
That's a mistake.
There was a mistake. It came pre-started with a Marshtomp on it.
It was your level 100 Swampert.
The first Pokemon I ever got to level 100
on, yeah.
Was this Marshtomp that I didn't even start the game with. And a buddy of mine, I traded it to him for a little bit, and then he traded it to me back. And we cross-grinded for a while.
Yeah.
Because while he would grind up my Swampert, I would grind up a couple of his Pokemon. And then we'd switch back because of the bonus experience. That was the first time they actually did that.
Yeah.
And then when I finally hit that level 100 mark, I was like, I about had an aneurysm. It was so awesome. And I was so sad because when I moved from England back over into the States, we lost it somewhere. And it made me so sad because I had a level 100 Swampert and a Groudon and a Rayquaza that were in the 80s. I had the Reggies that were all in their 60s. Latios.
Which, if you fucking grind it for the for the fucking Regirock, Regice, and Registeel, originally, fuck that. There was no merit to doing it because they weren't even that good, and all of them knew Explosion and could blow themselves up.
Exactly.
It was so hard to get those motherfuckers. But if you fucking got all of them, because there's one where it was all in Braille, and there was no internet, so if you didn't have the fucking guidebook, you were boned.
Exactly.
But then you had to have a Wailord at the front of your party and a Relicanth at the back. I remember. Who was that for? Was that Registeel or Regirock?
That was actually to activate all 3. And then
you're right. Yeah,
because you had to use Dig, Fly, and I think Strength.
Yep.
And it would unlock each one. And I think Fly was Regirock for some reason.
Yeah.
Regirock, in my opinion, was the most annoying out of the 3.
So we got way off track. I'm just gonna stop you for a second.
Nah, you're fine.
We got way off track. What does Pokemon mean to you? Because I feel like you might edit a lot of this out.
Not really. I don't really give a shit. But anyways, from Ruby, I bounced across. I completely ignored Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald and went straight to Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
Which, that was huge for me. Because I was living...
That's a lot of mechanics to catch up on very fast.
To be honest, I got it very easily.
Well, they're not hard games. It was just a lot of new shit, not a lot of innovation that just showed up.
Which, here's the funny thing was, though, for my 15th... it was my 14th birthday. I was living in Florida after I came back from the States. And my parents, for my birthday, got me the original big, bulky, silver...
DS?
Nintendo DS.
Yeah,
and it came with this... You remember my platinum carrying case?
Oh, God.
And all the games and stuff I
had.
Yeah,
that thing was a fucking brick. You were like Seto Kaiba rolling the fucking DS.
It was like...
Yeah, that shit was hard.
And I would just turn to you and was like, let's get to it.
I was just like, dog, I got this Game Boy Advance SP. Like, I fucking flip it open and it's on. It's good, dude. Jesus.
And sad thing is, though, I had Diamond and Pearl. Or no, I just had Pearl at the time.
Yeah, but you bought Diamond later. I remember when you got it.
And this made me so sad. I was visiting my grandparents, and we were packing back up to leave because we were helping my parents pack because they were moving. And someone got inside of my dad's truck and stole I had my entire setup sitting in the truck, and they took everything. So I had to start from scratch. And it made me so sad because I had Diamond, I had Pearl, I had all my Game Boy Advance games in there. I didn't have my Ruby version, so that's still up in the air somewhere. And I had a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team because I
remember when that shit came out and didn't do that well, but it was still fun.
It was still
I had Red Rescue Team. It was fun.
Yeah. And let's see, I had a bunch of other games with it, and it was all gone. And I'd just gotten like 4 of those games that Christmas, so I was in tears. But to make up for it, my parents took me and my little brother to Walmart. They got me a brand new Nintendo DS Lite, the red one that I used.
Yeah,
I still have to this day.
I remember that.
I let my fiance play on it when she wants to play Kingdom Hearts, or she'll just steal my big blue one and play it on there too. She's sticking her tongue out at me. I was like,
You can show.
there she is sitting in her fancy wig. She's already starting to cosplay.
Heck you! What about Naka?
I'm cosplaying as Bruce Ketchum.
Bruce Ketchum.
Yeah.
Breaking the fourth wall and not.
You didn't know that Ash had a brother, did you? Half Batman, half Pokemon Master. He just got like hella Crobats.
No,
He has 6 Crobats.
Oh god.
And he just dresses up in like a purple Batman costume and just like runs around whatever city and just like fucks people up.
that would actually be very terrifying.
Incoming fan fiction. Somebody write that. Somebody write the fuck out of that and I'll read it. Bruce Adventures of Bruce Ketchum, aka Pokemon. Pokemon. Oh, damn, that's dope. Someone write that shit. Write that shit. Link it to him. He'll forward it to me. And I'll fucking read.
No, it'd still be Batman because he would be working with Crobats.
Nah, but she can't use Batman though because it's copyrighted, right?
Technically, no. Fanfiction,
Crossover.
But fan fiction doesn't matter anyway. But
Crossovers,
anyway.
yeah.
different story. Anyways.
I still think Pokemon would be really cool. 'Cause it's
So, anyways, we go to Walmart. They get me my red DS Lite, and they get me a new Pokemon Pearl and a new Pokemon Diamond, and the strategy guide, which I still have to this day. That thing is beaten up to hell. We abused the hell out of it.
I have the original red, blue, and yellow guidebook, and you want to talk about beat to hell? That thing is basically like used toilet paper. It's Pokemon printed on it. It's ridiculous.
No kidding. And I think that was just a pattern that after I got that guidebook that I just established throughout every new generation. It's like I had to get the guidebook because I wanted to experience everything. And that just ties back into wanting to catch them all. So I think Pokemon for me, it was just a huge escape. No matter what I did, I always knew that I could always go back to the games or back to the TV series or hell, even the manga. A few years ago,
I had like comics. I had the comic books. There's like a 5-volume set of like Red, and it was like Red and Misty and stuff like that. And it was like fucking. It
Red,
wasn't even Ash. It was
red, blue, and green.
Yeah,
I
had that.
Pokemon Adventure. I recently no, it was like 5 or 6 years ago. We were still in high school at the time, and I stumbled across it. It was about 3 years ago. We had already graduated, and I stumbled across it online.
Oh yeah, and I was like, oh shit, I have this at my house.
Right, and I just read through all of that, and I think because Pokemon has always been that escape for me, it's been such a big part of my life from the get-go, and to see it expand even more now with Pokemon Sun and Moon, it's just like, wow, this is awesome.
Well, Pokemon Go. right, getting ready to come out with the smartphone game, and I'm like, I'm showing my mom the trailer for it, and she was like, oh shit, like this is really cool. Maybe I'll have to start playing, and I'm just like, you trying to get that ass beat though, mom? Because I'm gonna fuck you up.
Well, see, that's the funny thing. With Pokemon Go, you actually have the opportunity of including people from the older generation.
Sorry, I'm taking my clothes off. It's hot as fuck. Anyway.
I'm too hot for them.
Too sexy for me.
Shout out to my bacon shirt. Anyway,
you can have with the Pokemon Go, you can have the older generations come and join and play because it's more active now, and a lot of parents nowadays can have a lot more fun now with their kids because
you know what? Like my most embarrassing people are like, what's the most embarrassed you've ever been in your life, right? And most of the time people are like, oh, I was on the spelling bee, like I was up on the stage in front of like my entire elementary school and I pissed myself or whatever.
No,
my most embarrassing moment, hands down, fucking Pokemon Stadium 2. You remember how you could put your game cartridge in the? I still have that. I still fucking have all that system. Pokemon Stadium 2, and all my Game Boy cartridges. So I had Crystal. No, and I caught Lugia, and I trained that shit to like level 80 something. Okay, this is a badass Lugia. Okay, got fucking what's its signature?
Aeroblast.
Aeroblast. I wanted to say Silverwind. That's not true at all.
Like that's Gen 3, not Gen 2.
Okay, so I've got this Lugia. I've got Typhlosion. Okay, and you know how in Pokemon Stadium there were rental levels. Right. Just like on the game, and there's like maybe a team of 6 that was good. Like period. Okay. So my mom is like scrolling through them, playing with me. I'm like 8 or 9. Okay. So I'm like, I've got my team for my game. I'm like, haha, mom's about to get shit on. You know, I'm sitting here ready to fucking go. And I was like, oh, this is cute, and pick Smoochum. Okay? And just like picks all the cute Pokemon, and she throws like Smoochum out against my Lugia, puts me to sleep 3 times with Sweet Kiss, and fucks my Lugia up. Like, I still won the battle, but my mom knocked out Lugia, Typhlosion, and Nidoking with that fucking rental-ass Smoochum. That's my most embarrassing moment in my life, is when my mom came within 3 Pokemon of beating me. Like, it was bullshit. Fuck that.
See, you're lucky to have that interaction. My parents strictly left Pokemon to me. They refused to get any sort of interaction with it. They barely tolerated me playing the games, even now, or even watching the TV series with me as a kid, because they felt like it was a waste of time.
I bet money my mom can probably still name 100 of the original 151. I bet money. You know what? I bet she could come close to naming all 151. But like my girlfriend, like Julia, is a different thing. So there's like a poster of all 150. This is before even Mew got announced. Okay, all 150 in my room in college, and we're just chilling in my room one day, and I was like, babe, I'm gonna point to a Pokemon. Tell me what you think its name is. And I point to Growlithe, and she was like, gay tiger. And just starts like going through and naming all this, and she's like getting pissed because I was like, no, this is like Magikarp, this is Growlithe or whatever. She's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. She knew a few, like she knew who Pikachu was, she knew who Charizard was, and she knew who Bulbasaur and Squirtle were. Okay, that's it, 4. And I point to like Tangle. And she's like, she gets in my face, she's like, that's just fucking spaghetti! Like, she's getting so pissed. But past the original, like, 151, I bet my mom knows, like, Smoochum.
Of course she knows Smoochum. She'll beat your ass with it.
Yeah, she knows Smoochum. She knows Lugia, probably. She knows Trico, probably, because I was obsessed with geckos and, like, Trico and my shit.
Oh, yeah, because you have a pet gecko, Rainbow.
Yeah. And she, like, might know, like, Scyther. Or not Scyther, Scizor. But, like, it's something, like, I know, like, she still tells story about it. She went to school this last week and substituted, and, like, kids had Pokemon cards, and she's like, oh, do you have, like, Ditto? Do you have, like, and she was, like, talking Pokemon, like, all these kids thought she was the fucking coolest person ever. Also, like, probably part of it was that my mom was a second grade teacher for, like, 20 years, so she kind of had to know Pokemon, but, I mean, Pokemon is that escape, though. Like for real. Like, well, it's not like an escape. It's like
It's more like that.
for me. It's when I reread Harry Potter. It's a really
Yeah.
similar experience, right? It's like, oh, this is like my comfort zone. Like no matter what I'm going through in life, I can be like stressed as fuck. Or
It's
like,
that childhood nostalgia that you always know you can rely on if you're ever like in a tough spot or anything like that. You always know you can go back, rely on this, and be like, oh, I feel better now.
yeah, it's like eating Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah, there you go.
Like at no
Unless you're
point,
lactose intolerant.
at no point in your life are you gonna, or like even if you're like eating like Tyson chicken nuggets or like pizza roll, dinosaur chicken nuggets. Perfect
my
example.
God.
Pokemon is just dinosaur chicken nuggets, but in video game form.
There you go.
Everybody fucking grew up eating dinosaur chicken nuggets. That was the shit. Or like when you were in elementary school and you had that rectangle ass pizza that was like
Yeah.
really shitty, but you didn't realize it until you were older, but you still love it even though it's shit. But like Pokemon's awesome. There's no shitty aspect to it. But except for fucking Whitney's Miltank. Fuck that shit. Worst part of my entire gaming career. She's a bitch. I hate her.
See, that's
Fuck
the funny
Miltank.
thing. The 10-hour flight that I had with my Pokemon Gold version, I never made it past the third gym. 10 hours into the game, and I couldn't make it past the third gym.
It's because that Miltank was a monster, and they were like, Game Freak was sitting around the table, they were like, you know what? First Pokemon game was beatable. There were some challenging points, but it was beatable. The Elite Four was pretty tough. Let's just take like all the toughest parts of the Elite Four and put it into one Pokemon in the third gym. So like you're rolling along and you're like, hell yeah. And everybody's got their fire starter because that's the dopest one, and then just roll out after roll out after roll out, and you're really weak to rock and ground, and you just get shit on all the time, and your Cyndaquil / Quilava is basically useless.
I mean, unless you had the Totodile, and by that point you probably... Or actually, no, you'd have... Hopefully you'd have like a Croconaw at that point. You could, like, flinch hack it.
So let's talk about Pokemon Sun and
Sun and Moon. Okay. There's a lot of speculation going around for this game.
You know, I watched it like an 8-minute long YouTube video. I can't remember what it was on. They said that they speculated that it was going to be Hawaii, like
Yeah, that's-
tropical island set, because it's somewhere online, I don't know where, there's like this supposedly leaked, I don't know if it's real or not, I don't know if it's real or not until Korokoro leaks happen.
Right.
There's like a leaked list of like Pokemon names, and it's all their like Japanese names, and it's like basically like a description of them. Like there's like Quantum and Singularity are the two like legendaries, so it's like space time and shit, and like a lot of them are like dolphins and like tropical shit, and like a bunch of like the Jeeps
Well,
and the Pokemon Center and stuff.
I heard about that as well, and the biggest reason why people think it's going to be Hawaii this time is because one of the Pokemon on that supposed leaked list was listed as a coconut crab, which are almost specifically indigenous to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And beyond that, the bird Pokemon that they show in the snapshots from the announcement for Sun and Moon, everyone thinks it's like this red-crested woodpecker.
Or something that's in Hawaii.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. My personal opinion is, based upon the resort that they show, it bears a striking resemblance to one in
China.
in
right?
Singapore, on the Singapore Islands, which is supposed to be like this offshoot of China. So, I mean, if they do the southern portion of China,
Right.
we could possibly have like a Tasmanian devil Pokemon.
I would love Australia or like Africa. I would really like, I think the more I think about it, the more I would like Africa, because I hate how they took my fucking Safari Zone away from me, because I love the Safari Zone.
Oh, dude,
And
Generation
if they-
3 was so awesome
Yeah.
in the Safari Zone.
Yeah, and if they brought back the Safari Zone but made it like an African style region, like think of how much cool shit you could have, like a big city like South Africa, and then you could have like gigantic routes, like huge routes.
You know, they could actually
And
do it based off of Kenya.
Yeah,
Because the giant Kenyan reservation.
and like a big ass Safari Zone. Like bring Safari Zone back, but like bring it back real big.
Well, because here's the thing. I think a lot of speculation is that they're going to actually do that again. Because one of the other snapshots was of all the
Jeep.
the vehicles that
The
had the
Jeep.
Jeep, the fire truck with the Blastoise sitting in the scoop. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then the portable Pokemon Center is like an ambulance with a Pokeball in the back, and it just like popped open.
Oh yeah, that's pretty dope. I personally, and I've said it once, I'll say it again, Pokemon Sun and Moon. I'm gonna gobble that shit up when it gets here, and I'm sure like 2 months out the hype's gonna be real. But right now, I have like such high hopes, and I'm like just sniffing around the internet every day for like Pokemon Go stuff, because guarantee when that comes out, I'm going to take 2 or 3 days off my job, and I'm just going to run around this entire fucking city and catch everything. And I cannot wait to play Pokemon Go, because I've always been like, hell yeah, I'm going to grow up and be... How many conversations have we had? Like, just you and me on like, what would you do if Pokemon was real?
Oh my god, so many.
And now all that you have, like, between you and that being a reality is, like, you just have to look through your phone.
It's freaking amazing how quickly technology has advanced to the point where we can actually basically have virtual reality in our phones.
Augmented reality, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to be
And then, well, because let's see, this year is possibly the biggest year for Pokemon ever.
Oh, yeah. I
'Cause
mean,
we've
at
got-
least, 20th anniversary, hell yeah.
We've got the 20th anniversary. We've got the announcement of Pokemon Go. We've got Pokken Tournament, which is still badass in itself. I mean, come on, you got Street Fighter-based Pokemon.
I mean, I'm probably going to buy a Wii U just for that game. Like that and Mario Kart 8 or whatever.
See, I'm actually thinking about picking up one myself, but also because I want to play Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
And let's see. Okay, so 20th anniversary, Sun and Moon, Pokken Tournament, Pokemon Go, and I think there was one other thing that was supposed to be happening this year. And then we had the re-release of Red, Blue, and Yellow.
Oh, yeah.
They came up with the digital versions, which are actually only like $10 online on the Pokemon or on the
Nintendo eShop or
the
whatever.
Nintendo eShop. So
Probably going to pick those up this week.
yeah, I'm thinking about doing that myself.
I'm for sure
Because-
getting yellow. I'm
I'm thinking about just getting all three.
I mean, $30. Think about it. You go to any used game shop, if they even have a cartridge of one of those 3 games. If
$30.
$30 for one of them, or you can get all 3 of them. The only thing that's gonna blow dick though is that in Sun and Moon you can like transfer Pokemon from the Red, Blue, and Yellow originals to Sun and Moon. Think of how many hacked ass Mews are gonna be in Sun and Moon. Like,
Well, actually, probably not, considering this year they're also doing... Oh, that's 6 big things. Because they're doing the Mythic release for this entire year. February, they did Mew.
no.
Yeah,
I thought January they did Mew. February they just got done doing Celebi. You just downloaded Celebi like when it was still February.
No, because...
Is this one Celebi?
yeah, this month is Celebi. Celebi started March 1st.
Okay.
And then they're going into like Shaman, Darkrai, Manaphy, Arceus, Victini.
I remember I was so hyped to get Victini, and then Victini wasn't.
Are you kidding me? Victini competitively has been awesome.
Yeah. But like back when it was first released.
Granted, any of the fairy Pokemon that you get is amazing.
Well, yeah, this is before Fairy type was a thing, and Victini wasn't that.
Oh, no. Fairy as in like small compact Pokemon.
Oh, you
'Cause-
mean like Okay, you mean like Sprite Pokemon, basically. Yeah.
Like Victini, Manaphy, Shaman, Mew, those are all considered fairy because their base stats across the board is 100.
Oh, I see.
Anyways, we're getting off track.
Yeah.
Pokemon, kind of hard to describe really what it actually means to a person unless you actually experience it with them. Because that's what I feel like Pokemon was the main purpose of why it was invented. It was supposed to be a link between people and a link between nations.
It was the only video game, still to date, I would say. Because you have all these people who are like, you know, specifically our parents' generation. Like, your parents, okay, that's a waste of time. It's a video game. It doesn't get you anything real. You know what I mean? And you have all these things like, oh, like, the more video games you play, the more you're gonna go cooped up inside. Pokemon Day fucking 1 was out there like, gotta catch them all. We have these 2 versions, but like, you can't, if you're on red version, you can't catch them all unless you go find somebody with blue version and trade. What was the only way to do that? Go get a link cable and go out in person and find somebody with blue version and talk to them and like negotiate an agreement
So you
to
could
fucking
trade.
And to this day, it's the same thing.
Well,
Like,
now-
you can use the internet, but like, nothing is the same as like, okay, VGC or whatever with Pokemon, like championship shit. They show up in person. Like, it is the one video game that has been like, okay, so like Call of Duty. What are these big video games? Call of Duty, Halo, Destiny, all these big online platform video games, right? Like, they're huge. They have multiplayer, and that's great.
But they have very
But,
specific settings.
Yeah,
for
where
both of them.
you join up with somebody via the internet. You don't have to go to somebody's house, knock on their door, and be like, you want to play Halo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, there's very limited portions to that connective system. Whereas with Nintendo, it's literally a global link up. You can link up with someone from Africa or Germany,
Japan or Germany, like anywhere.
Russia,
The other side of the world.
and it's insane.
And I mean, you might be able to do that with like Call of Duty and stuff, but like, there's something about Pokemon. Like, okay, if you shoot somebody in the head in Call of Duty and they're from Russia, like, oh, okay, well, you just killed a person and they happen to be from Russia. Like, Pokemon, like, is so like that person they've bred for this egg or whatever that they're trading you, or they they've caught and trained this Pokemon. Like, it's uniquely there. Like, they have an attachment, even though it's just a bunch of ones and zeros. They have an attachment to that. Like, think about your level 100 Swampert, right?
Oh my god.
Like, there's an attachment to those ones and zeros and stuff, and it's just like much more like
Personal.
Yeah.
Pokemon has made it personal for so many different people across the country. In fact, I think there was a statistic for just the USA that about 7 million people on average play Pokemon every day.
Yeah, like, which isn't like a ton, but like, when you're talking about a nation of 300 million people, and 7 million's like significant. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of people. I don't know. I mean, Pokemon's crazy. And, like, our kids, with the exception of them having actual Pokemon, you know, because our generation will tell our kids, like, look, this is the shit, play this game, or whatever.
And then their generation actually tries to make them, and then they take over the world!
Like, they won't have probably a game like that.
No, they'll probably have
Because
actual virtual reality.
Because there's virtual reality, but, like, there's so much. They will never have to go out in the real world and use a link cable and find somebody who has blue version if they have red version or vice versa, and like trade with them and talk to them and be like, oh shit, like even the 20th anniversary, you know, what got you into Pokemon? What does Pokemon mean to you? This whole conversation that we're having is being had like tons of people across, even if they're not hardcore players like we are and stuff. Like, you get these people like, oh shit, Pokemon turned 20 today, what the fuck, remember when we used to play that? Like, I mean, it's just, it's crazy to have, like, a global phenomenon. There's been, like, 2 of those, and, like, that really stand out in my mind in our generation. It's Harry Potter and Pokemon. Have been 2, like, global phenomena.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's impacted so many different lives in so many different ways. And even to this day, you don't have to, while you may not have to go out in the world, you can still connect with so many different people and make great friends out of this. I mean, look at video game conventions like the PAX conventions. People will go there and there'll be like a secluded section of the convention center where they have their own miniature Pokemon league, and you can earn badges and compete in their own custom league.
Remember when you could take your Game Boy, or was it cards, and you could go to different Toys R Us's and get the different actual for real badges?
Oh yeah.
You remember that? I feel like that was trading cards.
Yeah. Heck, there's a local game shop here where you can battle for actual badges, like the old school badges.
Yeah.
And the more badges you have, the higher rank you are in their system, and you can actually compete to go to nationals through them.
Is that how Glenn got?
Yeah, my buddy Glenn has actually been invited to go to the Pokemon card game nationals.
That's crazy.
Sad thing is, though, he may actually have to decline that because of health reasons.
That's not good.
But at the same time, the fact of the matter is that he's our age right now. We're both 22, 23 years old, and he's still being able to compete on something that has impacted millions and millions of lives across the world. And it's just insane to think about, really, of how much Pokemon has actually brought the world together. It's almost like its own religion, almost.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that are even more hardcore about it than you and me. Like you said, like we play it on the weekends, basically, compared to some people.
Yeah,
like,
we'll just
eat, sleep, and breathe it.
Yeah, we'll just sleep around and sit in his basement. We'll eat food that we've made ourselves, drink some alcohol, and play Pokemon or whatever game we feel like for the day. And it's a friend maker.
Yeah.
Simple put, Pokemon is about creating bonds. In fact, it's even stated in the anime, or
the anime, manga, TV show, whatever you want to go, like, yeah, however you want to go about it.
Like Cynthia, the champion for Sinnoh in Diamond and Pearl. I remember during the TV series when that first came out, there was an episode where she stated, when one life meets another life, something will be born. And because of Pokemon, that happens every single day, and has since it was created. That's just amazing to think about.
Pokemon's crazy. I mean, we could go on about it for hours, but
we don't have that kind of time.
Let's answer one question to wrap this up, I think.
Okay. What's the question?
You gotta pick one Pokemon. I'm talking fully evolved. Okay? Like, alright, you gotta pick one Pokemon that's your favorite. I guess it doesn't realistically have to be fully evolved. It can be your favorite, and I'm talking for whatever reason. It can be the cutest, the most powerful, the coolest looking, the most useful, like in competitive, whatever. You have to pick one. Just one.
See, that's a question I ask myself every day, because
I feel like it changes every day. It's like your favorite. It's like your favorite. What's your favorite song? For me, that changes like day to day, week to week.
Right, exactly. I mean, okay, first off, I've got this notebook right here, and it is literally stated on the cover, YouTube video idea specifically for this channel. And one of the videos planned is my top 15 Pokemon ever.
Top 15? I feel like I could rattle that off in 2.5 minutes. But you have pages. You have pages of shit crossed out. I wish you... Like, there's like pages of shit that is just crossed out. Like, he has put more work into this than I put into anything in college.
And it got to a point where I started thinking at the same time, what Pokemon symbolizes me? What Pokemon do I connect with the most?
Okay, like, if I had to pick one that symbolized me, I would feel like I would want it to be something cool, like Gengar, Arcanine, Sceptile, but really it's probably like fucking like Psyduck or Dunsparce. Or something
honestly,
stupid.
no. For you, I still think it would be like Rotom Heat.
Rotom Heat? Like the
because,
Huffman?
yeah, exactly. Because your inspiration for cooking is red hot and you're like a strawberry blonde, and I feel like that really actually connects with who you actually are, because it's eccentric, it's outgoing, it's really overheated.
Yeah, I get hyphy pretty quick.
Exactly. But I think the one...
Mine's Dragonite. Mine's Dragonite every day of the week. Dragonite has been the OG since back in the day, and he's still functioning today.
Well, the one Pokemon that I feel like connected with me the most, I didn't really fully connect with until Generation 4. Okay? It was first released. And granted, with Generation 4, of course, the first Pokemon I started out with was Chimchar.
Okay. But then you realized Farfetch'd is your spirit animal. No, not really.
No, not quite. There's a reason why I call myself the Titan King, and if you take the time to look at my icon, you'll see the similarities there. But the one Pokemon that actually fully connected with me didn't happen until, I think, my third playthrough of Diamond and Pearl. Actually, no, it was when I first got Platinum. Because when I replaced my original Pearl version with the Diamond and Pearl that my parents got, I started with Chimchar on Pearl, because that's what I did on my first one, and then I did Piplup on the Diamond. So when Platinum came out, and we were all just the adjusted storyline. So I felt like the adjusted storyline, and I felt like, okay, it's a new adjustment to the storyline, so I want to do a new beginning. So I went with Turthwig. I went through it, and I'm just like, wow, this guy can really take some hits. And then when I finally saw Torterra, and he finally became just this giant bulk, and he's carrying like a miniature continent on his back. And I'm just like, holy crap. This guy is badass as hell.
He does fuck shit up. Especially when you teach him Frenzy Flame. Like, he goes in. Anyway.
And it's just like, this guy's a lot like me. He's big, he's not that fast, but I feel like he's the one who actually cares the most.
Patient as fuck.
Exactly.
Takes his time, makes the right moves when they count.
Exactly.
I feel like you're right.
And it states in his Pokemon Index is that Pokemon will make their homes on his back. So it's a very caring Pokemon. It's a very calm Pokemon. And I just felt like, this is a lot like me. So when I finally decided to make my Pokemon YouTube channel, one of the hardest decisions to make was to actually choose what Pokemon would represent me. And then I started looking at all the other YouTubers and PokeTubers and what Pokemon represented them. And usually it was just because it was their favorite Pokemon, or if it actually represented them. The ones that actually represented themselves, like if you look at King Nappy and Gengar. Gengar is literally like King Nappy. It's eccentric, it's excitable, but at the same time it's dark, it's mysterious. Because you don't know what Nappy's gonna do next. He could be loud, he could be real quiet, he could be real calm, he could be real mad. He just bounces off the walls like a ghost, and it's just like, whoa, what? And then Shady Penguin, he's got Delibird, and it's like, wait a minute. If he's supposed to be shady,
Just
then why?
real goofy motherfucker.
Exactly.
Like, maybe he only knows 2 moves, but, like, that's enough.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, no, I feel
And
you.
then just recently, he himself got engaged, and was like, wait a minute. The Shady Penguin.
He knows 2 moves. He knows present and put a ring on it. Like, that's it.
And then from there, it's just like, I felt like the one Pokemon that I connected with the most should be the one that actually leads me into this. So, when I came up with the idea to select Torterra as the one to represent me, I was like, I gotta find a way to do this justice. So I went to his younger brother, who's a art student down in Florida.
Georgia.
Georgia? Yeah. Oh, I thought it was Florida.
Some fucking... Yeah, it's Georgia.
It's a southern state, I know
It's
that
Georgia,
much.
though, yeah.
And he's the one who actually helped me create the icon. And when I first saw that, I was like, dude, it's heavy, it's strong, it's powerful, but at the same time, it's calm, it's patient. It's like, this is me. So Torterra would have to be that one Pokemon that I think connects with me on the biggest spiritual level.
I don't know if I don't put that much thought into, like, me as a person. So, like, I just picked Dragonite because Dragonite's dope, and he's, like, my favorite Pokemon. Like, I just picked him because he's my favorite. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, Tuesday's my day off. I'm fucking Snorlax. Like, I was watching Pokemon Monday night, and there was an episode with Snorlax, and I, like, Snapchatted it out, and I was just like, it was just a picture of Snorlax, like, sleeping, and I just was like, same. Like, I mean, there's some days I'm Snorlax. There's some days maybe I'm Rotom Heat or whatever.
Well, I feel like that's how you are when you're at work.
Yeah, I go hard when I'm at work. But, like, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty laid back usually. Maybe I'm like, maybe when I'm not at work, I'm like Trico in the show.
There you go, yeah.
Where I just, like...
Oh, no, you're Grovyle.
Grovyle, yeah.
You're not quite a set type.
Yeah, where I just, like, hang out and do it. I don't know. I don't
chill.
I don't think about what Pokemon embodies me. Dragonite's just badass as hell. And, like, he just goes around and fucks shit up, like... But I think that's a good place to end it.
I think so too. We've done quite enough.
We've been
here.
talking for like 30 minutes.
Oh my god, we've
Almost
actually been
an
talking
hour.
for nearly an hour. That's insane.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit some of this.
No, I don't think I will.
Just put it up.
Yeah, this is one of those where I don't feel like we actually need to update anything or get rid of anything, because all in all, Pokemon is one of those where you don't really need to.
Yeah.
Pokemon, if you're actually talking
It's
about...
the 20th anniversary.
It's the 20th anniversary.
You can make all your other ones like under 10. This can be your big one.
Well, I'm going to have bigger ones anyways.
Well, yeah, but this can be your big one to start out.
And I feel like when it comes to Pokemon, you don't really need to worry about, especially when you're talking about something as deep as what we were going into, about what it's done for us in our lives, how it actually is what made us friends to begin
true.
with.
True.
It's a bond maker. And I feel like that's where we need to end it off right there. So,
You do your sign-off shit. I'm just here. I'm a YouTube person. I just
well, that's the thing.
I
Well,
just hang out.
I think we're done for now. So, until next time, guys, this is Titan King O'Kenuth, signing off.